Hello everyone, my name is Agent Paul of Mobile Task Force Delta 7, codenamed Bookkeepers, and welcome back to another SCP document review. And the SCP we will be reviewing today is SCP-8033, Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Due to its nature, SCP-8033 is self-contained within the shared knowledge of SCP-8033-1 individuals, making it easy to be restricted by research programs via confidentiality agreements. However, regarding recent approaches to assimilate SCP-8033-1 into the Consensus Society, containing practices should focus on ways to justify SCP-8033 by known science or to dismiss its impact on human civilization. Description: SCP-8033 is an intangible entity that can be perceived by certain individuals of humans and other animal species possessing a high level of sapience, usually having an encephalization quotient greater than 1.00, and have undergone the experimental process that has intensively enhanced their subjective perception of time. The experimental program, which led to the discovery of SCP-8033, is attempting to improve the accuracy and minimum extent of humans' ability to sense time. Preliminary tests were performed upon animals with high cognitive capacities, examples of dolphins and chimpanzees, by either genetic modifications or intrusive neurological reconstructions. Most of these experiments were carried out by civilian science institutions. Later, human volunteering was approved by the Ethics Review in a small range. Subjects reported strong time estimation and measurement abilities as ideal, that perfectly accorded with objective means of chronography, like clocks and other timers. The resulting minimal discernible time interval is on the level of milliseconds, and was proven by high-precision atomic clocks. SCP-8033 was described by human subjects, often during the later stages of such experiments, as a cloud of white translucent particles that occasionally glitter iridescently and constantly float in the air, mildly encompassing the scope of the vision of the subject designated SCP-8033-1. SCP-8033 is not touchable, nor detected by video recorders, nor seems to be affected by gravity, and also not responds to other forces applied to it, though in some cases, SCP-8033-1 individuals stated they could somehow manipulate it by free will, either by physical touch or mental imagination. None of these -1 subjects have yet shown any signs of reality-bending ability. SCP-8033 is spotted by numerous -1 individuals, but should be considered as separate occurrences of the same entity, since all occurrences do not seem to interfere with each other, even when more than one -1 individual were in a relatively short distance, that their different perceived location of SCP-8033 should overlap and collide with each other. All manifestations of SCP-8033 are unique and vary among cases. The particle fog that composed SCP-8033 resembles a cluster of crystallic sands, with the single particles merely discernible, continuously moving randomly, as a Brownian motion within the scope of vision. It diminishes and rarely disappears when -1 is asleep or in other statuses of lower wakefulness. Despite that, SCP-8033 can obscure the vision of -1. It does not appear to hinder their ability to see things as compared to when it hasn't emerged in their perception. On the contrary, it is suspected to have granted them a greater capability to visually capture objects in their surroundings, to notice subtle movements, or be aware of random incidents. SCP-8033 consists of limited numbers of its particles, and the definite number will change over time. Some of the -1 individuals are able to count its total number and notice the change in its quantity without any assistance of calculation or recording methods, though this is not confirmable by other people. The number seems to vary when the subject that -1 is concentrating on change, move, or transform. For instance, if they are trying to measure the duration of a visible physical motion, it is reported that SCP-8033 accumulates from little to a rather huge mass while getting denser in the view, then decrease when the motion ends or -1 shifts their perception away. This indicates that SCP-8033 might serve as a tool or benchmark for the advanced timing ability of SCP-8033-1. And that is it. Another interesting one. Thank you all so much for listening or watching. My name is Agent Paul of MTF Delta 7, and I'll see you next week with another document review. Bye.